Hey, Queen of the South fans, what an explosive episode that we just watched. And I would say it might actually be the top contender for my favorite this season, but let's just dive right into it. First and foremost, I got a little teary-eyed, I'm not gonna lie, when King George's body was like dragged and then thrown onto that fire pit. Like, it makes me hate Boaz more and more every single passing moment because KG did not deserve to go down like that. R.I.P. man, the best pirate to have ever lived. But speaking of dying, I damn near died the way that James is like, staring at Teresa. He's in love, okay? He is in love with this woman. I just want her to walk away from the business and live happily ever after with him. But their basis literally is cartel life. So would they be able to survive in a relationship post that in an innocent, wholesome world? I don't know. That's just my, really far-fetched dream that they will run off together in the sunset and live forever, ever. Forever, ever, ever. That's how intense I love them together. But it was great. We all knew that they were going to be dressed up, looking good because we saw the previews, and it is for the waterfront property. A lot of people were predicting that was for Pote and Kellyanne's wedding. Maybe we'll get one in the future, but we only have 3 episodes left, so I highly doubt it. But what's going on with Castell? Because when the dude from Colombia came, he said it actually wasn't possible to speak with her. What is going on? Are we seeing, because like in the opening scene of the, or like the little preface of the episode, we saw like from way back, couple seasons back, that Castile, no, 1 season back, but Castile was like, don't create enemies, yada, yada, yada. Like, is she considering Teresa an enemy now? We shall see. But I was like, she got to the point she's now realizing that she is too big. So we will see how it plays out in the last 3 episodes. But this new guy, Ruiz from Sinaloa, he is definitely playing both sides. Like, he knows that Boaz is a nut job. And he wants to stay on Teresa's good side, but he was all strapped up and ready to shoot out with Boaz. So I'm really curious to see what happens with his character and who he will be loyal to. And if he's going to continue to stay with Boaz, even though they knew each other, like, since they were little, it's a bad choice, man. Run while you can. Run while you can. All right, Marcel. Our dear Marcel, who has been dragged through the mud this season. We're so sad, but we're so happy that he's finally out of prison. However, like, his interactions with Cedric and then Reggie and even obviously Teresa and James, like, you can tell in his body language just doing that short stint in prison. He looks older. He looks worn down. I understand why he would want to get out of the business. He's not in it anymore. He feels extremely betrayed by Teresa, and I understand and I get that. But I thought it was like really interesting, the intense stare. I don't want to say stare down because it wasn't like intimidating, but the way that Teresa had stared at Marcel and vice versa right before she left his office. Like, she knows she did him wrong. She just can't admit it. Ooh, put your pride aside, girl. Just tell him what's up. But upon leaving Marcel's office, there was a shootout with James and Teresa with Boaz's men. And it brought me like way back to literally the first episode that we see her with Widow, like, teach me how to shoot that gun. Her aim was like 70-30 in this episode, but she has like pretty much mastered it from going to literally, I don't want to say bottom of the barrel, but like started from the bottom, now we're here, essentially. She like went from like, I'm the innocent girlfriend living this life, to the queen pin that's getting in shootouts personally with her arch enemies, men. Like, she is a badass. We all need to just acknowledge that. We acknowledge it every week, but we have to acknowledge her. She is like holding her own. She's not just like expecting her men to do it. But then we cut scenes and then we're at the hospital for the ultrasound. And I just love Pote's reaction and his concern for Kellyanne and the baby. Like talking about how his abuela did this and blah, 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 blah. Like she gave birth at this table and my mom smoked and drank. And it, you know, I just love how like old school uninformed he is. He's just so cute. Even talking about his food, like soft cheeses, shrimp, and raw fish. Yes, they are complete no-nos, but he's like, how am I gonna care for her if she can't even eat the food that I provide for her? Like, I just love his reaction. He's so cute. And I really feel bad for him because you know he's out for revenge because they just stole Kellyanne and the little baby in the bun. I loved also how he was like, oh, it's bad luck to look at him before he's done baking. No, that's a wedding. Like, you can't look at them before the wedding day. This is okay, Pote. You'll be okay. Kellyanne will be okay. She was still alive, even that little trailer for episode 8. So we'll see what happens. But, all right. So to go back to, I'm going all over the place, but we need to kind of reflect on Teresa's reflection, right? So we saw a mirror reflection moment, which people online have been noting that all season long. From when Eli's death and the TV screen, I mentioned that in a couple episodes ago with James, to now we're seeing her reflection in the mirror. And her younger Teresa self, said, you gotta run, like go now, get the hell out of here. And between like meeting with the Colombian man, understanding she's too big, I think she's really reflecting that like in order to survive, she needs to get out of this business and she needs to get everybody out with her. We know that because the trailer, this is not really necessarily a spoiler, but we know that Devin is coming back for the last leg of these episodes. And I've seen a lot of people predicting that they believe that Devin is going to be the one to help her get out of the business and she can go into some kind of like witness protection or just become legit and get out. I'm really, really interested to see what happens. I want to know whose body was under the white sheet in the foyer of episode 8. So I'm really curious to see what happens. We know Boaz is still alive. Kellyanne still looked alive. You know, she looked a little distressed out on the side of the road in the middle of the night. But she's still alive right now. We got another shootout, more action, more drama coming. Super, super excited for next week, although I'm sad that it is winding down. And to give you my official death count, it is 9 on screen, but 12 including Taza and his men. And I loved Taza. He was definitely the underdog, so I'm so sad that Boaz's men took him out. But I'm just waiting for the moment that Angel and Boaz and all his men get taken out. So we will see that in coming episodes. But let me know your thoughts of the episode, of this recap, anything that you want to talk about, anything that you want me to answer, just make sure you drop in the comments below. Let's have a discussion, people. Let's talk about this. All right, till next week, stay safe and don't kill anyone.